So Fallout London has had its first update, and many of you are wondering, how on earth do I install it? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can do that. On the GOG client, you need to go along to your installed games and then click on Fallout London. If there is an update available, there will be an update button for you to press to start the download process. However, some of you may have set this installer to auto update, and this button will not be there because basically you've already downloaded the required files. If this button is here, all you'll need to do is simply click it and begin the download process. Once those files have downloaded, either because you've clicked the button or because they've auto-downloaded, you're ready to begin the update process. Now, if you installed Fallout London by simply clicking the play button here and then clicking install on a button that was here, the way you're going to update is the same thing, click the play button, but this time click update and follow any instructions from here. Once that's finished, you will need to go along to your Fallout 4 games data folder and find a file named London World Space -clearup.bat. This batch file will delete any files that are supposed to be removed. It'll make sure they are gone. And to run this, all you'll need to do is select it and then double click on it. If you followed my advice in the installation video I made and installed this mod via a mod manager, what you're going to need to do is go to the settings button next to the play button and click on that, go down to manage installation and then go across to show folder. Click on this and it will open up the installation folder. Once this opens, you can minimize GOG and open up your mod manager. For me, it's Vortex. Then go back to the folder that you opened from GOG and find the data folder. And as you did during the initial installation process, you're going to need to create an archive from this data folder and add it to your mod manager. For most mod managers, you can do this using an archive program such as 7-zip. And once you've got a program like that installed, all you would do is right-click on the data folder and go along to where it says something like 7-zip, or if you're using WinRAR, and then add to an archive. I would not name this archive data.7zip. What I would do is create a name for it that is more descriptive, something like Fallout London. Then I'm probably going to do underscore version 1.01 because that's the actual version of the mod that I am updating to. If you're curious as to how you find the version, go along back to GOG Galaxy and click on the settings, view patch notes, and it will probably tell you right at the top what version you're going to be updating to. So that's why I'm going to call it 1.01.7z, click OK, and then the archive will be created. Once the archive program has finished creating the archive for you, you can simply click and drag the archive to the panel in Vortex or wherever you're supposed to add it to in your own mod manager. Now, those of you who did follow my instructions and installed this on Vortex will probably remember that there I actually said there was a shortcut to this. You could simply grab the data folder and drag it down and drop it here. I'm not going to do that right now. That still works and it will create a new archive for you, but I'm not recommending you do it here. The reason for this is pretty simple. When you do it this way, it creates an archive called data, and whilst this still works, it does open the possibility of a little confusion sometime down the line. And so I think just better safe than sorry, make sure this archive has a name other than data. Once the archive has been imported, before you install it, I would recommend you disable the existing version of the mod. And then you can go to the new version and install. This will still take a little time, it is a big mod. Once installed, you'll need to enable all of the plugins, and there are also some conflicts. I will have to look at the redundant mods in a second. I think I know what that is. I'm going to click on the conflict resolution for Fallout London, and it's currently right. It's conflicting with Buffout and the Fallout 4 script extender. Now, I'm going to have London load before the script extender. It doesn't actually matter. All of these files are the same for both versions if you're running the correct script extender for Fallout London, but I'm going to leave Fallout 4 script extender loading afterwards. I'm going to have it win that conflict. For Buffout, the thing is, the latest version of Fallout London comes with Buffout. So Buffout is now completely and utterly redundant and should be basically removed. So I'm going to flag this as never together with Buffout. And then I'll go up to Buffout and disable it. It should then deploy, and the installation process for the mod itself is now complete. You're also going to want XSE plugin preloader for Fallout 4. Now, this mod, like Fallout script extender itself, is included with the update installer for version 1.01, but looking at the files that are included, it's shipping the latest version, which is for the NG update, which appears to me to be the wrong version. I cannot confirm that is true at the moment. I'm checking up as we speak. I will leave a note at the top of this video, a comment, and I will pin it once I find out for sure. But what I will recommend is, because you're running Fallout London on the last gen version, you get version 0.2.5.1 and install that instead. That is absolutely for the last gen. Please note, when you install this, you need to change the mod type to engine injector so that it places the files in the game folder, not the data folder. This is true even if you're using the latest version for the NG game. One last thing that you will need to do is update your INI files. Those are the setting files. On Vortex, you'll go along to Open and Open Game Settings folder, which is where you will find things like the Fallout 4.ini. Don't worry if you can't see the .ini, that just means you don't have file name extension shown. I would actually recommend you make sure this is always shown. Then go along to the updated installer, go to __config and copy these two files and paste them into your settings folder. You will need to replace the files in the destination. Please understand, this is going to reset a lot of the settings and tweaks and changes you've made. A little bit irritating, so you'll have to go back into like the launcher, set the resolution perhaps, or you can do that, of course, by editing the preferences and ini files. If you don't want to do this and you know what you're doing, you could just open these INI files and check what has changed and make the changes yourself if you think they are ones that you need. And there is one last thing that is not strictly speaking necessary if you've installed the mod this way. Go along to the game's mod folder, that's the data folder, and find a file called London World Space -clear up that. This will remove any files that shouldn't be there, but if you've installed it this way, there won't be anyway. However, there's no harm in running this. Double click the batch file to run it, and as you can see, it's telling me none of these files exist anyway, but you know, just in case. And that is basically it. You now have the mod updated to the latest version. One thing that you should know is that if you've updated this mod mid playthrough, you've got a save on the go, you need to be aware that when you go and load that save, you are going to get a warning that you have basically uninstalled one of the master files, and it will ask you if you wish to continue loading. Ordinarily, this is not recommended. If you've uninstalled a plugin or a master file like this, we would suggest starting a new game. But I think we all know most of us are not going to do that. Just be aware of this. Honestly, my gut feeling here is this is not going to cause you any problems. Most people who've been in the modding community for any amount of time have done this many times, and again, it isn't recommended. It can cause problems, you know, if you do it, especially with certain mods, but it's a risk I think some of us are going to be willing to pay just to continue playing, but with an updated version of the mod. So I'm going to click yes. And when you load into game, you will get a message telling you that Fallout London has updated to the latest version. Click OK and continue on with your playthrough. And that's basically it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope this guide was helpful, and I wish you the best of luck updating your Fallout London, and best of luck in your travels within the world of Fallout London. I'm really enjoying playing through this mod at the moment, having a great time, and I hope you guys are doing the same. So, thank you very much. I will catch you on the next video if you care to join me. I look forward to seeing you there. And until then, remember, as always, have fun and mind the gap.